On October 12 at 6:43 a.m., the FBI marks Nancy Guthrie's disappearance as lead exhausted after 187 interviews and 42 search warrants. No arrest. No recovery. Just one silent update that flips the entire case. Agents comb 14 counties, pull 3,200 cell records, and drain a quarry near mile marker 118. Drones sweep the tree line at dawn. Nothing surfaces, and the emptiness itself starts to look engineered. At 9:17 p.m., Nancy's phone pings once near an abandoned service road, 3 miles from home. The signal lasts 8 seconds. Then it goes dark, and the timeline suddenly feels too perfect. Her car stays parked. Keys sit on the kitchen counter. Purse is zipped. A half-full glass sweats on the table at 10:12 p.m. The scene freezes midlife, like someone wants it to read as normal. Surveillance shows no forced entry and no visible struggle. No unfamiliar vehicle cruising the street. The absence becomes evidence, because clean scenes do not happen by accident in cases like this. This is where the law steps in. Dropping leads does not mean closing the file. It signals a procedural shift toward strategic review, where resources move from street searches to patterns, data, and pressure. Under federal practice, a case can pivot after months without material new evidence. Fieldwork scales down, analytics scale up, and every decision starts being made for court, not headlines. The family pushes a civil petition to expand access to records at 3 p.m. on November 2nd. Civil pressure changes behavior fast, because the paper trail becomes the battlefield. Here is the number that haunts abduction timelines: 72 hours. In Nancy's case, those hours fill with conflicting witness accounts, and conflict is how investigations get steered off course without anyone noticing. One neighbor reports a car door slam at 9:22 p.m. Another says the street stays silent. 2 doorbell cameras show corrupted video from 9:19 to 9:24 p.m., 5 minutes that feel surgically removed. Federal kidnapping charges often hinge on interstate movement or federal jurisdiction triggers. Without confirmed travel across state lines, prosecutors face limits, and that legal boundary shapes what investigators can publicly pursue. At 11:48 p.m., a traffic camera captures a vehicle resembling a neighbor's truck heading toward the interstate. Resembling is not identifying, and that single gap keeps a case from snapping into probable cause. Analysts recheck Nancy's last text at 8:54 p.m. Typing pauses appear in the metadata, 3 stops of 11 seconds each. Small details like that are where intent hides when words refuse to cooperate. To restart full operations, investigators need material new evidence, evidence that shifts probable cause, not just public emotion. That threshold is brutal, and it is exactly why some breakthroughs stay quiet until the moment they stick. A retired agent drops the line that detonates online: "When leads go quiet, it means we know more than we can say." That sentence reframes the silence as strategy, and suddenly every quiet move looks intentional. At 2:11 a.m., a digital lab reprocesses Nancy's laptop drive. Deleted items resurface, not photos, not emails, but search queries timestamped 2 days before she vanishes. The case pivots from street to screen in seconds. Those searches point to a remote rest stop near County Route 16, a place with weak signal and no lighting. It never appears in her routine, and a non-routine location is where missing person stories usually change shape. If investigators suspect voluntary movement, everything tightens. They must prove coercion, not just absence, and that legal distinction quietly shifts suspicion toward the people closest to her timeline, not the strangers in the dark. Last Friday at 6:02 p.m., agents revisit the abandoned service road from the 8-second ping. Fresh tire impressions cut into soil hardened for weeks. No announcement. No cameras invited. Just new marks that demand attention. The file sits in strategic review, not closure, and that means pressure continues in quieter ways. Data pulls. Interviews. Watchlists. Someone knows what happened on October 12, and the next move is designed to force a mistake. The fresh tire tracks from 6:02 p.m. look like a small development. Then analysts measure the width, exact match to a mid-size pickup registered within Nancy's zip code. Routine detail. Until they see how recently it was washed. The truck's owner voluntarily hands over the vehicle at 10:14 a.m. He says he wants to clear this up. Forensics spray luminol in the bed. Faint glow. He tries to explain it away. That explanation spreads fast. He hires an attorney by 3:37 p.m. the same day. Smart move. Except the hiring triggers a preservation order on his phone data. Investigators freeze 18 months of location history. And that history does not stay private. Someone leaks a detail at 8:02 p.m. His truck appears near County Route 16 on October 10, 2 days before Nancy vanishes. Small coincidence. Until you remember her deleted searches point there too. Meanwhile, Nancy's sister goes on record at 9:11 p.m., insisting he is being framed. That public defense draws national attention. And attention brings pressure investigators did not want yet. Stop. Look at the numbers. In 68% of resolved cases involving acquaintances, the breakthrough comes from digital metadata, not physical evidence. That statistic shifts focus from the truck to the timeline itself. Investigators recheck Nancy's 8:54 p.m. text pauses. 11 seconds. 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Those pauses align with a location jump in the suspect's phone at 8:55 p.m. 1 minute. 1 intersection. He tries to fix it. Claims his phone was left at home. But security footage from a gas station at 8:57 p.m. shows him inside, buying water. Receipt timestamp confirms it. Now the circle tightens. Word leaks that investigators subpoena his bank records. Small move. Then the total appears, $12,400 withdrawn in cash over 3 days after October 12. Cash leaves no trail, but patterns do. Meanwhile, 1,200 miles away, a storage unit in his cousin's name gets opened at 6:18 a.m. under warrant. Dust hangs in the air. Inside, a tarp folded too neatly. And investigators go very quiet. The tarp tests negative for blood. Relief spreads for exactly 6 hours. Then lab results reveal soil traces matching the abandoned service road from the 8-second ping. Small relief turns catastrophic. He deletes 3 social media posts at 11:03 p.m. the same night soil results circulate internally. The deletions are minor, vacation photos. But metadata captures the act. And deletion is a message. Someone screenshots the deletions before they vanish. By 7:42 a.m., the images circulate across group chats tied to the case. What was private becomes communal, and the narrative begins to spin. He claims harassment and files a complaint at 2:25 p.m. Small defensive move. But that filing allows investigators to legally reference his online behavior in future proceedings. The attempt to shield himself opens a door. White medium star viral moment. Forensics uncover a 14-second audio fragment from Nancy's voicemail, recorded accidentally at 9:18 p.m. In the background, a male voice says her name softly. The person everyone blamed? It is not him. That reversal detonates the timeline. The truck owner's lawyer demands immediate reconsideration. Investigators pivot overnight. And the inner circle, family, friends, co-workers, comes under a microscope. Nancy's co-worker, clocked out at 8:41 p.m., claims she never left the office parking lot alone. Security footage shows a shadow near her car. Small detail. Then Zoom reveals a second vehicle idling. The vehicle belongs to someone who attended Nancy's birthday 2 weeks earlier. A familiar face. A trusted one. And trust, in cases like this, is often the camouflage. He attempts to wipe his phone at 1:12 a.m. after news of the audio leak spreads. Too late. Cloud backups preserve 94% of deleted data. The cover-up begins, and it is already unraveling. By Sunday at 5:33 p.m., agents execute a new warrant tied to the second vehicle. This time, it is not about tire tracks or soil. It is about motive, and the motive changes everything that came before. Sunday, 5:33 p.m. The new warrant is served. He stands in the driveway as agents step past him. His jaw tightens. His phone vibrates once. He glances down at the screen, and everything slows. The message preview lights up, "We recovered the audio." His thumb freezes midair. He reads it again. Same words. Same timestamp. 5:34 p.m. The color drains from his face. He lowers the phone slowly. One breath in. One breath out. 6 seconds stretch into a lifetime. The agents inside begin opening drawers. And he does not move. At 5:41 p.m., a neighbor's security camera captures him pacing in tight circles near the mailbox. 9 loops. Same path. Same distance. Repetition under pressure is rarely random. Inside the house, at exactly 5:46 p.m., an agent lifts a sealed envelope from a desk drawer labeled October. The room goes silent. The envelope is already open. 14 million views in 36 hours. Nancy's immediate circle finds out first. At 6:12 p.m., her sister's phone rings. She steps outside. She listens. She sits down on the curb and does not speak for 40 seconds. By 7:03 p.m., clips of the audio fragment flood timelines. The male voice whispering her name loops endlessly. Screenshots highlight one phrase. Captions explode. And the hashtag shifts the entire narrative. Headlines roll in at 8:20 p.m., focusing on the reversal, the truck owner cleared, the inner circle exposed. Quotes circulate. We were wrong. Start over. And someone inside the circle goes completely silent. At 9:47 p.m., agents leave with 3 evidence boxes and 1 hard drive. No arrest announced. No charges filed. Just silence from the person whose name is now trending nationwide, and 2 voices still unaccounted for.